If you want to be an everyday millionaire, you got to learn to invest like one. And at Investing Essentials, Dave and I are handing you his complete playbook. Fund selection, 401ks, and wealth planning strategies he's never shared publicly. And it's virtual, so you can join from anywhere. Click the link in the show notes to get your tickets. This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
Carrie is in Detroit. Hi, Carrie, what's up?
Hi, longtime listener, big fan. I'd like to thank you very much because I'm finally to baby step 4.
Yay!
Way to go.
Way to go.
I am 51 years old. I'm going to be 51 years old this year. I have not invested anything. I was widowed very young. I just spent the last 17 years trying to survive and raise my 2 kids. Like I said, I just got to baby step 4. I have about $20,000 put away into savings.
Good.
I have nothing left but my house, which I have about $90,000 on, and
Good.
I am about 6 years into a 15-year mortgage on that.
Phenomenal. What do you make?
I make roughly around $64,000 a year. It is a little bit variable because I'm in business for myself. So I'm a housekeeper. So there are times that people cancel on me. So, but for the most part, my income is right around $5,500 a month.
Good for you. Well done.
My question is never investing, never having any type of retirement or anything. Where do I start to invest, especially with the market being volatile and having no financial education on how to invest money at this point?
Okay. That's a really, really good question. I love your question.
Also, do I invest more than 15% at this point because
Nope.
I have a little bit of cash fluidity?
Nope. You put it on the house.
Okay.
Let's get the house paid off above 15%. Baby steps
Okay.
4, 5, and 6 work together. Sit down with a SmartVestor Pro. Click SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com. Their job is not to do it for you. Their job is to teach you and say, here's how a mutual fund works. Here's what it is. Here's how stable this type of fund is. Here's how volatile this other type of fund is. And here's what we can do with a Roth IRA for you. And probably you got employees?
No, I am sole proprietor and
Perfect.
worker.
Okay, then you can look at a simple IRA as well, or a simplified pension plan, either one. You can do Roth in all of them. So you can easily get to 15% of your income going in. You'll be just easy to do that in your situation. Start with just a Roth, and then if you have to do a little bit more in an SEPP, a simplified employee pension plan, it's easy to do. And they're very easy to set up. They're very inexpensive to set up, not a lot of fees. And then just start putting systematically 15% of your income away. If you never get a raise and you do that for the next 15 years, you're going to retire with dignity.
It's been a huge worry of mine.
No,
Not anymore. Not when you learn the math. Okay? So one of the things you do when you sit down with them, you say, okay, what's 15% of 65,000? All right? So quickly we're going to figure out that is $10,000. Okay? It's about $850 a month. And you start doing that, and you do that for 15 years, you're going to have a bazillion freaking dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I can't do it in my head right now, but
About
you're going to have
$500,000.
plenty, okay? And you can actually look at the calculator on the Ramsey website, and it'll help you figure that out too. But you just steadily invest, and we're not going to wring our hands and worry about the market being volatile, because the market is up, the market is down, but you don't lose all your money. It just makes a little more, it makes a little less. That's all it is. It's like some years houses go up more in value, and some years they don't, right?
Right.
But they're still a good
Absolutely.
investment. They're volatile, but there's a good investment. Not very volatile, but they're volatile. They do go up and down. There's not a guarantee, but you're counting on the track record of real estate. It's always gone up. Some years more than others. Some years maybe down a little, but most of the time it goes up. A good mutual fund or series of mutual funds in your Roth IRA will do the same thing, and you'll have plenty. You're going to be okay. But you need to learn about all of that, and to where, because what happens is your anxiety about the markets, your anxiety about investing and not knowing goes away the more you do know.
Absolutely, because right now I am completely bound by fear because I don't know anything, and it's taken me so far just to get to this point.
And what that fear should do is drive you to learn, not drive you to not do it.
Right, and that's where I've been hesitant.
Exactly. So that's normal. There's two kinds of fear.
For me.
There's two kinds of fear. Fear that helps us avoid touching a hot stove, good fear. Fear that keeps us, that's false evidence appearing real. It's just something we don't know about it. We're teaching our child to ride a bicycle. They're afraid, but you and I know they're going to be okay. They may fall over, scratch their little knee, but they're going to be okay, and they're going to have hours and hours and hours and years of enjoyment of riding a bicycle. So we put them to push them through the false evidence appearing real. They're not going to die. They're going to fall over. Oops. Okay? And so you learn that that's what this is. You're learning to ride a bike. You're not going to have any scratched knees, by the way, but you are going to have the fear of the unknown, which is different than the fear of the hot stove.
Okay.
You can do this. If I were in your shoes, I would start with reading. And Ramsey Solutions has wonderful articles that are very easy to read and comprehend and understand. And I would start there. And if a word pops up that you're like, what do they mean by that? I would look up the definition, and I would just go down that rabbit trail and learn more and more and more, and do that regularly. And after a while, the words that used to sound scary and big and you don't know what that means, that goes away. Yeah. And you start to understand it more. And that way, when you do go to meet with your SmartVestor, you're going to understand what they're talking about, and it's not going to feel like they're up here and you're down here.
But their job is to put the cookies on a shelf where you can reach them. That's their job. Is to make this easy, make it easy to understand. And if it's not easy to understand, get you a different person. Don't use that person.
Correct. Are there any books that you would also recommend?
Baby Steps Millionaires.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we'll give it to you. Okay? Hang on. We'll sign you up for that. Yeah, just check SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com and sit down. You're looking for financial people with the heart of a teacher. Too many people around numbers think they need to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wow, 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 wow. I have no idea what the freak they said, right? So, no. You want somebody that talks in a language that you can understand, and they teach you, this is how this works, and here's a mutual fund that's been open 100 years. Here's a mutual fund that's been open 90 years. It's had 4 down years in the last 27 years.
Yeah.
And you can look at the chart and go, oh, look at that. The stinking thing made money 24 out of 27 years. Okay. That gives me a comfort level. That's an actual fund, by the way. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can look at these things and get a handle on that, and then you go, oh, okay, well, then maybe it's not as scary. Ooh, the markets, and everybody lost all their money. No, they didn't. They lose some because they buy high and sell low because they freak out and don't watch what's going on. So that's the difference. So you're going to do really, really good. You're going to end up wealthy, and you deserve to be. You've worked hard. You've been a warrior single mom.
Very good.
A warrior princess, cleaning houses to raise those kids, and now you're going to retire with dignity. I'm so proud of you.